when Rita was talking about the attributes of a woman of the year. And Nancy Russell fit every one plus of what Rita was saying. There's a lot of things that people don't know about her, and I have this here. She's actually written a book, and there were several segments of it. It's one of the things that she did. But some of the people that are going to be sharing their thoughts today aren't actually here, so I'm going to start out with one. Nancy always brought to every conversation the bigger picture. The bigger picture about networking tips were about the grace and elegance of meeting new people and reminding us about the power of following up with those we meet to complete the networking cycle. The bigger picture she shared when the board was making decisions, including some history of past boards and similar issues, some great questions to really get to the heart of an issue, and some reminders to proceed with love and the good of the group. The bigger picture motivated her to care full-time for family and infants when needed, love and attention during the critical time in the early life in order to have the future they deserved. I know some of us sometimes have with grandchildren, but great-grandchildren. Humility was the quality she possessed. Her work history wasn't always laid out for everyone to admire. Even though she deserved accolades for accomplishments both past and present, and she stood with great confidence, authority, and humility no matter what conversation she was engaged in. She was wise, funny, and generous. She was an excellent role model. And Chris Hewlett shared that with us. I'm going to have Jo Stribbe share her thoughts now.
Thank you so much. Originally, I wasn't planning to attend today. Just life gets in the way. Thank you, Tanya. I will not rush anymore, though. But life gets in the way, and I just thought, there's no way I can make the time. And then Muriel called, and she said, we're going to have a few minutes to talk about Nancy. And Nancy Russell was more than a mentor for me. She was one of my advisors when I started my business. I know a lot of people don't know I started my business in Valerie Spencer's garage. And when I was ready to open a store, I went to Nancy and I asked her and for her help. And she was so wonderful. Nancy just had such a strong belief that women should support women and that anything that we can do to help each other's business and help each other grow as an individual and help our businesses grow, that's what we needed to do. So while many BWN people gave me tremendous moral and emotional support, it was Nancy Russell who actually rolled up her sleeves, came to Farm Fresh Market and helped chop onions and measure things and do all kinds of stuff. She helped decorate. She did so much to give me that support that I could not miss being here today, and I sure miss Nancy. Thank you.
Al, would you like to come next? I want to share with you while she's coming up here, Nancy never filled out the paperwork for BWN Woman of the Year.
I can't tell you how many times she was nominated either.
She was nominated, and do you know why?
Over and over and over again.
It's because she felt like younger women or women who were actively working on their business should have the opportunity. And so that is why she never did. So I used to always tell her, you're going to make me have to do this yourself. And so we're doing it for her today.
I met Nancy in 1986 when I moved back to Pueblo from San Jose. I was going through a really terrible divorce that I thought. And so my sister Kathy and I took a time management class from Nancy. And at that time, I was so scattered I couldn't say boo with both hands. But Nancy always smiled. She always had a calm demeanor. She always thought that you're sweating the small stuff, forget that. One thing about Nancy, she was always smiling. She never was boo his cocky face. The things that I remember most about her is when you go networking, make sure you got a pocket. Don't leave home without your smile and your lipstick. and teach your husband and kids how to do laundry. You're much more important to waste your time on that. And I too miss her much.
Thank you, Pat. So I want you to think about how much she's actually helped you in your life and business while everyone's talking.
All right, so Nancy, I didn't know her as well as a lot of these ladies because I have just been in BWN the last few years. But the thing I remember the most about Nancy was one of the first meetings I was at. She did one of her Nancy's tidbits, and she actually was kind of what Pat said. She was talking about how to network at a party. And I got such a kick out of it because I'm like, oh my gosh, this whole time I've been going to parties and I had no idea that you were supposed to keep one hand free to be able to shake everyone's hand. And so she gave us the little tip on exactly how to hold your plate, and so that you would have the one hand free to shake hands, and you keep your business cards in your pocket so that you can be handing those out. So, you know, that's what I learned from Nancy, along with a lot of other things. What I found with her was that she was kind of the pioneer, if you will, of BWN. She always, you know, you get a lot of new faces in, and that's why they do, you know, have advisors, is because we need the folks that know where the organization came from, and that is totally Nancy, so she will definitely be missed. Thank you.
I'm going to have Paula Maroney come up now. She has known Nancy for a long time, one of the actually first people that started in BWN as well. Paula?
When Miriam told me that you guys were doing this, I was so excited. And I said, I just have to come. I think I forced myself into this luncheon, but I'm glad I'm here. Nancy and I, along with a lot of other wonderful women, were some of the pioneers that started out BWN a long time ago. And she's a real cherished person. We were very busy building our healthcare businesses at the time. And we didn't have very many people we could talk to because, you know, it's difficult when your competition would like you to be dead. So they would, you know, and there weren't very many people around you could talk to about ideas or dreams of how you could build your business. So Nancy was one of those people for me and had a lot of wisdom, and we kind of bounced a lot of things back and forth. One thing she was really good at that you guys have talked a little bit about, I didn't know she did the thing about how to make it around a party, but that's really good information. But she was really good at doing seminars on everything. She did seminars on everything, I'm telling you. I don't know where she got the ideas. She's really creative. But her seminars were real interesting because it didn't matter what kind of business that you had. It didn't matter what category of business you were in. She could always have a seminar that would be so educational and so effective that you could definitely take that information immediately and apply it in your business so that you could be more successful. Nancy was just a lady that she was one of a kind person. She was very wonderful with her family. She dedicated herself to her family, to her business, to the community, and to all the people she met. So I'll truly miss Nancy.
I'm going to read you another one that was written into me, and it really has my heart feelings with this. I'm going to have a hard time probably reading this. Nancy Russell will forever be my most valued mentor and friend. I would like to share 3 of my most cherished bits of Nancy wisdom with you. The first piece of wisdom is to keep a journal. She told me to write as if it has already happened. Stay clear of writing negative thoughts and feelings. Write about what you want in your future. Write it in past tense with excitement and joy. And the second piece of wisdom is my favorite quote by Nancy. Always keep God in the center of your life, and your life will always be centered. Keep God in the way you run your business and personal life. Be thankful for everything that comes your way. He was always looking out for us. And the final piece of wisdom Nancy has taught me has come to me while preparing this for you. Mentors are the way for our past to live into the future. Find a mentor to learn from and become one. Help to pass on such great wisdom. I pray you will not only learn valuable wisdom, but always will become forever friends. She will forever be mine. And I think we can all have those sentiments, and I know that Nancy always did mentoring. She, with her book, Live with Purpose, she did conference calls and trained groups of people, so she was not just touching those of us that were here, but everywhere. Anita Hedrick wrote this, and she's in Kansas. So I'm going to turn some time over to Nancy Troutman.
Being named Nancy and meeting Nancy Russell, our greeting was always, hello Nancy Russell, hello Nancy Troutman. And even if she called me on the phone, it was always, hello Nancy Troutman, this is Nancy Russell. And so I met Nancy when I first became a BWN member, and the second year I was in, I was nominated for an office. And my first thought was, no, I can't do that. It was Nancy Russell that came to me and said, you can do that. You're an elect for 1 year, you will have time to study, and then you go into the position. And she was an encourager. This past Sunday, I went to Sunday school with my mother, and she's in a nursing home, so the message was geared to the ladies in the nursing home. But it was, no matter your age, you can still be a teacher. And Nancy Russell was always a teacher. From her experience, she taught us so many things. Nancy's Nuggets is one of my most favorite memories of BWN. As an older woman, you can be an encourager. Nancy Russell was always an encourager. She encouraged everybody in their business, and she encouraged us as a board when she was an advisor. She encouraged us when we came to the 25-year mark. And Joe was coming in as president, and Nancy said, well, we need to do a few things. So we would meet at Nancy's house and go over things, and she just was so encouraging. And one of the other lessons I learned Sunday was no matter what the time, no matter what the day, to take time to pray. And I know Nancy did that. And many times she would say to me, I just need to take a moment for myself. And she said, remember that. Give to your community, give to your family, but take time for yourself. And Nancy, like I said, was always an encourager, and so I kept one of the last emails that she sent to me. It starts out, Dear Nancy Troutman, it's because of people like you that BWN has survived as long as we have. Thank you for spending so much of your precious time. It amazes me of what you do and what you know. I just want you to know, we all know who does the work, and we thank you for everything that has been done. From the heart, Nancy Russell.
So that is the reason why we have selected Nancy Russell to be our honorary woman of the year this year. Thank you.
Yay.